Hello, BookTube. It's time for Tag. It's Tag Tuesday, and it's rare I actually do them on Tuesdays, but really no preparation needed for this one, or even culling books off the shelf. I've been tagged by James Holder for the 50 questions you've never been asked tag. So there are quite a few questions here, and I've seen it before. I've seen it, on Steve Donahue's channel about a year ago, and I saw it again. It popped up on the list as recommendations, and I remembered it, and I thought, well, that might be an interesting one to do. And well, so thank you, James. Uh, let's get right into it. Question number one: what's your favorite candle scent? Well, let me describe it this way: I have an allergy to perfume and scents like this, chemical scents, that the wrong one can send me to the hospital, almost stop breathing, and I need ventilators and oxygen. So I would say natural candle smell. Natural for most things, to be honest. Number two, which female celebrity do you wish you were sister? Don't really care as long as they're rich and want to give lots of money to their brother. Me. Number three, which male celebrity do you wish you were brother? Ditto. Just, someone who's nice, wants to give lots of money to their brother. Number four, how old do you think you'll be when you marry? I'm saving myself, so I think 21. Maybe I'll wait until I get older, maybe to 24, maybe before I marry. Yeah, yeah. I think 21 to 24 would work. Number four, how old do you think you'll be? Oh, I already did that one. No, it's not Alzheimer's. Um, Number five, do you know someone who is a hoarder? Define hoarder. Now, I've been called a hoarder because I have more than three books. Anybody, to some people who have more than three of one thing is a hoarder. But a real hoarder is someone who, say, for instance, has a dog and keeps all their doggy poop in a bag. They bring it home, they save it, they put it in other bags, and pack it in the corner, and then pack more doggy poop around it. That's a hoarder. That's somebody who has problems. Number six, can you do the splits? Of course. I'm an expert at it. How old were you when you learned to ride a bike? Don't remember. I sort of remember the surroundings and so forth and where I was. So from that, I would say somewhere between the age of 7, 8, 9, I would say. Number eight, how many oceans have you swum in? I can't swim. I was born on an island, but I can't swim. How many countries have you visited? Well, it's a bit debatable. I would say somewhere between about 8 and 10. And I say that's debatable because at least one of them I visited, quotation marks, because I was detained for a while. And I've been barred, and I can never go back to this country. So let's just slide on past to the next question. Number 10, is anyone in your family in the army? No. What would you name your daughter if you had one? And then number 12 is, what would you name your son if you had one? Hey, you? Is there a masculine and feminine for hey, you? Number 13, what's the worst grade you got on a test? Fail. What was your favorite TV show as a kid? Well, I used to watch a lot of shows. Most of them, I think, were reruns in syndication. Gilligan's Island, The Munsters, The Addams Family, Hogan's Heroes, Get Smart, The Rat Patrol. I liked Baba Black Sheep. Uh, Perry Mason, Twilight Zone was fabulous. Still is fabulous. And one that really was useful for honing, I suppose, homicidal tendencies, I think, which was Lost in Space, because every week you wished that they would space or beat to death Dr. Smith, but we're always disappointed when they just let him back in, and you just wished upon wish that they would just get rid of him. Okay. Um, but I think the my favorite well, it wasn't really a TV show. See, I grew up mostly in the country. When I was very young, we didn't really have electricity like these modern, fancy modern day technology and advances of electricity, running water, indoor plumbing, anything that had central heating. These were just just too far ahead in technology for us. So at nighttime, my dad, especially in the winter, the cold winter nights. That's all I really remember is cold winter nights. But he would stay up late at night, putting fire in the wood stove to heat the place, to keep it just above freezing, I suppose you would say. Um, and we there were times where we only had a 12-volt battery from a car to watch an old black and white TV on, like a 9-inch screen. Yeah, about that. And there's a TV station in Canada. That's where I'm originally from, and a TV station called CBC. It's a Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. Now, at their end of their day, after the news and so forth, at around 12:30, they would play weekdays. I don't remember if this was on the weekend as well, but it may have been. I remember weekdays. Uh, Classic films from the 30s, 40s, 50s, occasionally some silence. But my dad watched them. He enjoyed those films, and I loved them, and I still love them. And it was sort of the beginnings of my lifelong interest in classic film, and I mean classic film, basically pre 1960. Uh, yeah, I would say pre 1960. But yeah, so that would be my favorite TV show. There was really no name for it. Let's just call it late night classic films on CBC. Let's see here. Number 15. What did you dress up as for Halloween when you were 8? I don't know. I only went trick or treating once in my life, and I doubt I probably even dressed. And this was one time I was living in town, and I remember it being pissing down, and I remember going to sort of an area. There was an alcoholic that I remember. He lived in a tar paper shack. Basically, it was. I just remember him as a very, very nice guy, very friendly, and I remember getting lots of candy from him. That's my beginning and ending of my trick or treating memories. Let's see here. Number 16. Have you read any Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight? Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Is this a, long haired person who sculpts, makes pottery? I don't know. Doesn't sound familiar. Hunger Games? Is it a cookbook or a game about hunger? What would you have if you were very hungry? Would you have A, B, C, or D? Or all of the above? No, I'm not sure of that. Twilight? Is that Twilight Zone? Or, yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Number 16. Have you read Harry Potter, Hunger Games, Twilight? I would say no, I don't know. Number 17. Would you rather have an American or British accent? Well, I have a Canadian accent. I live in the UK. So, almost 99.9% of the time, everybody thinks I'm American. They think I have an American accent. And if they don't think I have an American accent, the next most popular is Irish. Yep, they seem to think I have an Irish accent. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, Mr. Harrigan. I'm Irish. And then the next one would be Australian, and then it would fall down to South African, and almost never ever would somebody even guess that I was Canadian. And when I do say Canadian, oh, I was right the first time. You're American, and then I point out, well, yeah, you're Welsh. You're from Wales or Scotland or something like that, depending on what the person was. I would always say they're from somewhere else, and they didn't appreciate that. They never do. Did your mother, number 18, did your mother go to university? Nope, not even on a visit, as far as I'm aware. Are your number 19, are your parents still married? Nope. I haven't had a grandparent for over 30 years. Excuse me. Um, are you, are your grandparents still married? Okay, yep. Number 20, have you ever taken karate lessons? Yes. I am a black belt. Or is it purple belt? Black belt, yeah, I'm a black belt. And, my nickname was Grasshopper. Oh, sorry, I'm jumping ahead to another question. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Is that a French delicacy? What was the first amusement park you visited? Well, I don't remember the name of it. Pandemonium may have been in the title. I just remember I was in my early teens. It was October, late October. The air smelled of licorice and cotton candy. I went with my friend Jim and Will, and it was very strange. I remember something about lightning rods, and merry-go-rounds, and yeah, it's almost as if it was a dream, and someone growing old on a merry-go-round. That would be the time I visited an amusement park. Number 23. Which language would you like to be fluent in? There's many, actually. First of all, I'd like to be fluent in English. But I suppose, the top languages for me would be uh, ancient Greek, uh, Latin, ancient Latin, I suppose. Not medieval Latin. I wouldn't be too picky on. French, sort of 19th century colloquial French would be great, so I could read Balzac. Uh, and I did take many years biblical Hebrew, but I don't remember really anything other than I'll probably die being able to recite the biblical Hebrew alphabet. Let me see. And that was 23. Number 24. Do you spell it gray as Gray or gray Grey? Either or either. Is your father bald? No, he's dead. Do you know triplets? I suppose this is not referring to 3 books. So the answer would be no. Number 27, do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? No idea what The Notebook is. I remember watching Titanic one time with a friend, and she brought it over. She was so excited for me to watch this, and it was on two videotapes. And the second videotape, thank the gods, broke and didn't work, so I've never seen it in full. Number 28. Have you ever had Indian food? Oh, yes. I love Indian food, and I love playing a little game when I go into Indian restaurants and I ask for, hot vindaloo or a flaw, and I say, not English hot, Indian hot. And they're not sure. And then, usually when they bring it out, it's not hot enough, send it back. And then by the time they get it to me, I've got the cooks all lined up in the back, looking around the corner, watching me. All the staff just watching me. I think they want my head to explode. So I sit there gingerly and eat it. And then usually they ask, how did you learn how to do that? Well, eating. So yes, I love Indian food. Not always, nuclear hot, but I do like it. What's the name? Number 29. What's the name of your favorite restaurant? I don't have a favorite restaurant. Number 30. Have you ever been to Nando's? Sadly, yes. Horrible food. I don't mind the peri peri aspect of it, but they just do it horribly. Number 31. Do you belong to any warehouse stores? No. What would your parents have named you if you'd been the opposite sex? I don't think they would have changed it. What is your nickname? I've already kidded it. Grasshopper, because of my karate skills. What's your Who's your favorite person in the world? Oh, forgot about this question. I'm not sure. I don't think I have a favorite person in the world. Um, oh yes, I do. It's my mirror. Number 35. Would you rather live in the country or the city? I'd always preferred to live in the country, and I would prefer even now, but I would need a lot more money because I'd want to be able to be able to get to the city easily. So you need some money for that. But I would so my preparation would be preference would be the country really, but I do like the city as well. It's a tough decision, you know. Can you whistle? Yes. With a tune? Well, that's another question. Do you sleep with a nightlight? No, other than headlights across the ceiling coming through. Number 38. Do you eat breakfast every morning? No, not really. I do occasionally. Number 39. Do you take any daily pills or medication? Yes, I take some high blood pressure medication, and currently I'm on some antibiotics for an infection in my leg, cellulitis. What medical condition do you have? Well, I've had cellulitis, which is recurring, high blood pressure, I have asthma. I have a bit of arthritis that's been developing over the last few years. You can see some scars on my forehead here, and no, that was not karate scars, but they are from shingles that I've had in my left eye twice. So those are the scars, and I got scars in my eye as well. So from that, I've had post-herpetic neuralgia. So I have a condition where the a nerve is damaged, and I can have extreme pain in my eyeball, even though it's not in my eyeball, but I think it's in my eyeball. But it's the nerve that's damaged elsewise, and it's the it's a nerve that causes pain. Some people have it around their teeth. It's nasty, and morphine doesn't even take care of the pain. Let me see. What medical issue? How many times have you been to the hospital? Number 41. Couldn't count the times. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? Is that finding? Is that something to do with Thousand Leagues Beneath the Sea? Where do you buy your jeans? Go to the jean farm. Number 44. What's the last compliment you got? Let's just pass on for that. Number 45. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? Occasionally, when I do sleep. Number 46. What is your favorite tea? What flavor tea do you enjoy? Well, I like Twinings Earl Grey, but I'm really partial to Marks and Spencer's here version of Empress Grey. Um, yeah, that's it, the Empress Grey. So that's the kind of tea that I really like. How many pairs of shoes do you currently own? I don't own any shoes at the moment. I have one pair of boots that I've had for about crikey, it's probably coming up almost 10 years. Doc Martens. Uh, Number 48. What religion would you raise your children to practice? Um, no religion to practice, but I would hopefully try to make them aware of all religions, or as many as possible. Number 49. No, wait a minute. Yeah, number 49. We're getting there. How old were you when you found out Santa Claus wasn't real? What? Oh my God! I didn't. He's not real. I have to do a bloody tag to find out Santa Claus is not real. Oh well. Well, you learn something new every day, I guess. Number 50. Why do you have a blog? I do have a blog, which I don't go on much anymore. It was started when I started to rewrite poetry a number of years ago, and I used to put up some poetry on there, and yeah, that was the reason why. But it's very neglected at the moment. Anyway, that was the what's the let me see here again. Sorry, I forgot the title. The 50 questions you've never been asked tag. And so anybody who wants to do that, feel free. Thanks, James. It was fun. I will see you later, Book 2.